everyone. Good morning, or good time zone for everyone else who didn't get up very early to, to watch or do a run. I'm so sorry. I still have my morning voice, as I literally woke up like 20 minutes ago or so I do apologize. My name is V, and I normally speedrun something like Persona 3 Reload or Final Fantasy 10. Sometimes this is actually my first Final Fantasy 7 run of any kind, and I never thought that I would do one, so this event was just a really good excuse to actually try and learn one. So I'll just spend just a couple of minutes to give you an intro, because when people see Final Fantasy VII, they expect like a 7-hour run or something like that. This run is actually just a little bit different. So this run is on PC, it's any percent, and I'll be running it in no turbo category. I thought I was gonna be doing turbo, but when I started learning, I realized that that's the last thing that I want to be thinking about. So this run is actually about, I don't know, well, the real runners, you know? They do this run in like an hour and a half to, I don't know, hour 45 or something like that. I gave myself 3 hours because I'm new. Yesterday I did a run, we finished at 2 hours and 10 minutes, so we'll see what happens. What this run revolves around is basically confusing the game into thinking at some point that you are essentially done when you're not. So we're gonna run through the entirety of Midgar, and then we're gonna do something called warps. So some people might know what warps are, and the first thing that comes to mind is Yuffie warps. We actually don't get Yuffie in this run at all. It's a different kind of warp. So I'll basically be running through Midgar. I'll do cam skip and some other skips that come after that basically make the game think that we're going to win. So it's kind of a gimmicky run. I do hope that we have fun with it. I'll also be making safety saves. Also in this run, there is a mechanic where you do have to make some saves because you have to like load them, reload them, and whatnot. But we're gonna have one save to reload just in case like a boss fight goes poorly or something like that. Normally I make 1 to 2 saves as a new runner throughout the run, regardless of the ones that I have to make. So that's pretty much all there is when it comes to this run. I'm not very good at reading the chat while running. I'll try to talk through it in the best possible way, especially while we're still not doing anything, well, anything scary. But I will be honest with you, everything's scary for me. Thank you also for the good luck. I did see some messages, some familiar faces. Good morning. And I hope this is fun. So basically the first part is the standard reactor and, you know, road to Sector 7 in general. We're going to be on ATB active first, and we're going to have a little menu to adjust. Just like cursors, battle speed, and whatever else. There's a skip that I won't be doing. It's called like a Barrett naming skip, where you don't have to essentially name Barrett. I don't know how to do it. So in this run, there are some mandatory skips, like photo skip, like guard skip, cam skip. But there are some that if we do them, we do them. If we don't do them, that's completely fine. It's like 10 is close enough. I did say 10. Maybe I caused confusion. I'm fairly new at 10 either. Not this new, but fairly new. Actually, I think I'm rather fortunate to have been, I guess, rouletted out for this one, because in my roster there was a Final Fantasy X Nemesis percent, which I don't know why I put in there, and I'm just glad that I'm not running that one today, because I think I would just die. So here is the menu coming up. And we're gonna switch everything to fast. Here we're gonna grab potions from the guards just for safety, as I will be selling them later on. Here there's like a little bit of RNG based on when Cloud is actually gonna get his attack, so we could get something called a fast Cloud, which is, well, this is looking pretty good, where he actually gets the first attack, and sometimes he just gets whacked before he gets to do anything. So this was kind of okay. And I feel like, I'll just be honest, my movement is very shaky, especially on some screens, as this game relies a lot on good movement for avoiding encounters. So that's like another thing that I really want to practice, as this is the run that I want to continue to run. I actually kind of fell in love with it. And it's really fun. It's really gimmicky, and it makes you feel like you're actually running FF7 without doing all the really hard things. So here we delete names because the text boxes, they run faster when the names are shorter. There is a little trick where you don't get to like delete the full name and just save it, but it also requires a little bit of speed, which is, well, something to work on. Here there is with the menu loading, like especially when you're on step count, there is a way to basically predict the encounter and avoid this encounter. We're not going to be on step count. I think that's really important to mention as well, as I will be doing saves, and I'll be completely honest with you, I haven't practiced it yet. And in this run, I believe that step count only saves about 2 minutes or so, so it's not really that big of a deal. Step count is a lot more impactful in the FF7 full run, and I do believe that I can save like up to 20 minutes or something crazy. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it's much more significant. Here we're gonna be doing saves, and we're just gonna take it slow. So here we just want to make sure we don't mash after Barret, and I'm gonna be using the phrase enters our body a lot because that's how I call it and that's what it is, but don't take it the wrong way. You'll see if you've never seen FF7. Barret is very soon gonna enter Cloud like this, and and I will be calling it as it is, so sorry about that. Like I said, since we're off steps, we're gonna have some extra encounters. We run away from all of them unless otherwise specified. And here we're actually using a trick to put ourselves into back row so that we would take less damage. It's not really a trick, it's just basically holding some buttons. But that's about it. So I do that with most fights. Here there's a trick called ladder grabbing. When you're close to the ladder, you can like actually interact with it and kind of hop onto it. It's something that I'm still practicing. Ladders are not my forte, but we make do. This is actually a good place to get an encounter. If the movement is really sloppy, normally I get it at the top of that pipe from the little experience that I have with this run. There's that. And here we're gonna make a save. I've stopped making a save here. Actually, we don't have to make it now. We'll make it after we come back from Scorpion. So our first fight is coming up, and this is the Garrett Scorpion. There are some nuances here when it comes to how good you're gonna be at Scorpion, but I just, I just run through it. The goal is basically for Cloud to get a limit break if he can for the apps fight. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't, but we get it on apps anyway. So basically we use Bolt with Cloud and attack with Barret, and I attack during the tail up phase if I notice that the Cloud needs a limit break. So here I just Bolt and then attack with Barret, and he's gonna do 2 surge scopes, and then he's gonna do an attack, and then he's going to lift his tail up. We shouldn't, like, the game tells you not to be attacking while the tail is up, but if you attack him, he'll attack you back, which is actually not that bad when you want to get a limit for Cloud. We might just be able to. So this is the second Bolt and the second turn. I wish I could explain these things better because, you know, there's some fantastic FF7, you know, runners out there who will, you know, tell you all about this in detail. I'll try to do it justice. We're having what's called a decently strong Cloud, so you can get a weak Cloud or a strong Cloud when you like start the game. It's very random, but Cloud can do anywhere between, I want to say, like 88 and 96 damage with Bolt, so we're having a decently strong Cloud right now. I have queued some attacks for the tail laser stage, just so that he would attack us back and fill up Cloud's limit break. And of course we want to do damage, but I'm going to stop queuing so that we don't actually die to the tail laser. We're not gonna die. So we're gonna start attacking. Oh. Oh, we're gonna be fine, right? Yeah, we're gonna be fine. I'm still a very nervous runner, as you'll notice, when it comes to this one. But I think we got it, and Cloud actually does have a limit break. And thanks everyone for being kind and being supportive, like throughout this entire event, because some runners, well, all runners are very new to the runs that they're running, and it means a lot. Here we're gonna save because I'm prone to making a silly mistake that normally would cause me to like reset, and I'll explain. There's a part in this run where you have to select a certain dialogue option, and if you don't, you basically can't, well, you can't continue. So we're gonna make the save now. I have a lot of saves, so I'm actually on my 10th slot. Not great. Let's save it here. Okay, so we know that if anything goes awry, we have this actual one. We're not going to be dying or anything, because we have... we're going to be, well, running from everything, and the game is going to heal us fully at some point soon, so our goal is basically to just pick up Jessie, very important, and to leave the reactor. One story, when I played FF7 for the first time, I actually left Jessie, and then I had to come back and get her, and I missed the timer. And later on I was told that that is the rite of passage of Final Fantasy VII, so I was one of those. Left Jessie. This ladder here can be a bit tricky to get onto, and normally I struggle with it. This was not perfect, but also not a disaster, so... Okay, and now we're just gonna go back with, well, using the same route that we used to get back here. And when you hear those noises, that's me basically switching to back row so that we take less damage. At this point, at least that is second nature. Okay, and here we're just gonna go back. There's also a trick to getting like a faster elevator by just mashing quickly through the text. I haven't concerned myself with that. So I'm guessing that this is gonna be the last encounter in the reactor. And then we're gonna have a small cutscene, which marks the, well, leaving the reactor, essentially. So all of this is now cutscene. And it's not really a break or anything, it's gonna go back to the actual game very soon. There's gonna be a part where the guards are gonna prompt us to fight them, and it is crucial for you to select that you're gonna fight them later, which means never. But out of basically trauma of selecting fight them sometimes, because it basically takes time, resources, and you probably can, I don't know, you can't die really, but it's not speedrun friendly anyway. I do save at the end of the reactor, so just in case I messed that up, I like to have a save there, but I haven't made that save in a while. I am gonna try my best with explanations. Do forgive me if I say something wrong. I'm very humble when it comes to this run, as I have huge respect for all the Final Fantasy VII runners out there. And the last thing I want to do is spread misinformation, so feel free to chime in if you know something about the run and, want to talk about it, obviously, but I will just do my best with my very beginner's explanations. Here, we're rude to Aerith. Doesn't matter if we take the flower, and we just go. I pick up safety potions because potions we can sell to get extra grenades. I get a lot of extra grenades in this run to just make sure that we're good to go. And this is that part with the guards. So we want to select later 3 times. You would not believe how easy it is to actually mash through this. So it takes like all of my attention to select later. Yeah, Jesse at this point in the speedrun is just an inconvenience. Especially with the part that's coming up. It's called Jesse Skip, and I actually am running on the PS5 controller where I haven't practiced the Jesse Skip. But yesterday, as I was practicing, I accidentally got it right. So I'm not sure if we're gonna get it or not. For the sake of, showing it to you, I will try a couple of times. If we don't get it, we just talk to Jessie, and basically we get through. What Jesse Skip means is that we walk in and out of the room to stop her from talking to us about the, essentially like the sectors and whatever else that we see on the screen. So you avoid that little cutscene where she's, showing you that. It saves about, I want to say about 12 seconds. So if you're doing a run and if you fail it twice, it's no longer worth it and you just want to talk to Jessie. So it's like a very small skip. I like to do it because it's fun. If we don't get it, we don't get it. It's kind of finicky because you need to basically buffer your menu and you need to position Cloud's pans to, like, the triangle of Cloud's pans to be touching the bottom of the screen. And then you need to talk to Jessie and the conductor at the same time. So basically it's like a, it's kind of like a paralysis dodge, that's what it's called. So paralysis dodge means that you're avoiding being frozen in the game. So it's gonna start, it's gonna say, oh boy, and then we can start running. You have to run through this section. I'll be honest, I'm very heavy-handed with it. See, now we failed it because we talked to the guard. I'm gonna try just a couple more times as we have the time and I'd like to show it, but if we don't get it, we don't get it. So here we're trying to position Cloud's pans to touch the bottom of the screen. I'm hoping this is right. So I'm buffering the menu. And then I'm... Okay, I didn't... Alright, let's try that one more time. Just for the sake of it. Okay, it's fine. We didn't get it. We don't have to keep doing it because it's actually very, very rare for me to get it on this controller anyway. So we'll just talk to Jessie This is what you'll do in the run as well. Like, if you fail the skip, you will just talk to her, and it's no problem at all. So this is the cutscene that essentially that you're skipping. The cutscene is a bit longer, so performing the actual skip, like when you subtract that, you save about like 12 seconds or so. But at this point, it's not worth it anymore. So that's the cutscene. It looks very short, but you know, in a competitive speedrun, it means a lot to actually be able to save it. Now we're just gonna talk to Barrett, and we're gonna go and do our actual mandatory skips. The first big skip coming up is guard skip, and that basically means talking to the guards and positioning Cloud into the right pixel so that we can skip a big portion of the game. And I think it skips about, I want to say, 20-something minutes of a lot of story and cutscenes. So it's an important skip. We can always reset it if we fail it. It just basically revolves around tucking Cloud into a particular corner of the map and getting something that runners like to call a sausage pixel, meaning that at some point Cloud's arm, when aligned against the guard, is going to look like a little sausage, and that is your cue that you can wiggle through the guards. You'll understand more about it when I get to it. So that is an actual real important skip for this one that we can't do the run without. So here, the whole bar cutscene is loading, and as soon as Cloud is visible, we can actually walk out and walk back in to skip the animation of everyone just like being kicked out of the bar. So I'll just walk out, walk back in, and then we're gonna go and meet Tifa. Oh, there we go. What's really finicky about FF7 is that you actually have to follow the story prompts, and sometimes when you load into a cutscene, you actually have to walk a certain distance for the story to start, which I'm notoriously bad at. Sometimes I just like expect things to happen and they don't. So you have to know a little bit of story. For example, here you want to walk out to get Barrett to walk into the room in the first place. Yeah, Barrett just does things, to be honest. Here, if we fail it, it doesn't matter. I haven't historically failed it, but there is a way to basically skip a materia tutorial, which you want to skip, and if you're doing a real speedrun, you want to reset because it takes like 2 minutes. So it would just be embarrassing if we got it, but apart from that, it wouldn't be a big deal. Basically, Barrett asks you to explain the materia to him, the materia that you found in the reactor, and you have to be rude to Barrett and say you wouldn't understand it. So you kind of, like, it's kind of like a sneaky way to, to avoid a tutorial by essentially being mean to him. But we do that in the speedrun, because the tutorial is just notoriously long. Oh, this is me needing to walk out. So here, you actually want to walk out to prompt Tifa to come here and to talk to Cloud in the first place. So I had to move with Cloud here to get her to spawn. This run was very intimidating, especially after watching a lot of full FF7 runs. I never thought that I could do an FF7 run in the first place, but I'm just happy to be here. Yeah, picking the sphere grid tutorial, I have been there, and I've been there during the the races with friends as well. I've done blitzball tutorials, sphere grid tutorials, I've done it all. Oh yeah, blitzball is like 2 minutes, and the problem with blitzball in FF10 is that you actually have to know how to get out of the tutorial. So when it happened to me, I just panicked, and I was just like, yeah, just get me out of here. How do I do this? Because I'm not a very good blitzball player either, and I wasn't reading the tutorial, so that was a nightmare that I'm not keen to repeat. Here we see Cloud giving a lot of false promises. I always find it funny how he's just basically peeking behind the well thing. I just love Tifa's theme so much. It's so nice. So what we're gonna do after we exit the bar, we're gonna enter the shop to basically sell all of our potions and buy grenades. People normally buy 21 grenades here, and I buy 31 because I also pick up a safety item from upstairs. So I like to have extra grenades, you know, in case stuff happens. Worst comes to worst, we have saves for every part of the game, and this is basically the tutorial part. Here, he gives us the materia. Oh, the money, actually. No, this is not it, sorry. We need to sleep first. I do confuse those two a lot. We haven't gone to bed yet, I was just yapping away. Now we go to bed. Well, bed. No beds in this place. Okay, so here. Don't know how to use it. We say you wouldn't understand, make him feel bad. And then we go to the shop. So the shop is right here. And this is their one chance to stock up before we go. Oh, God. So I go upstairs. People normally don't do this, but there is an item here. In the... Yeah, you get an ether that we're gonna, well, sell immediately to get extra grenades. It's a safety run, so I don't want to mess around. So we basically sell everything. All potions, you can keep a phoenix down, but we'll have saves, so we don't really have to. And now we'll buy 31. Why not? Now is the time for guard skip. So what you want to do is not fail it. Oh, you can reset it by walking to this screen, but anyway, you align with this pixel, go down. This. And now we tuck Cloud in here, wait for him to move, and then release. We have to try this once, and then turn him around, do it again. Turn him around, and now we look for the sausage pixel. Look at his arm. I think I'm too close. Oh no, we're fine. GG's, we're through. That's guard skip. And now you get to leave. Now you're done with all of that. It looks like when you're watching it for the first time, you don't really know what's happening. It's very finicky. I'm always scared for it, but I like it when I don't have to restart it. Feels good. So that's one of our like mandatory skips. There's a way to tuck yourself in here because this is the guy that we want to talk to. If you talk to him more times, he gives you more text, so you want to be careful. And now we go and we search for Tifa. So we go all the way to Don Corneo's mansion. Here you want to wiggle like the shoulder buttons to the left and right a little bit as you're running, but you don't have to do that when you're going back. When you're going back, you just hold down. That's kind of nice. Our first stop is going to be the materia shop, where we're gonna Well, we want a tiara, essentially, for Cloud, as he's gonna, turn into... Well, he's gonna cross-dress to trick Don Corneo or whatever. And then we're gonna go to the restaurant to get a coupon for the pharmacy. And then we'll go to the pharmacy to get a digestive. These are all story items that will help us get Cloud to win the competition, essentially, when it comes to him and Aerith and Tifa when we're at Don Corneo's mansion. So this is all a setup to make sure that that happens. There's also another sort of paralysis dodge in the restaurant where you can save, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 seconds or something like that. We don't concern ourselves with it. But it's very important to not mess it up and to select the option "it was good." After Cloud gets his meal, he's gonna get 3 spoonfuls, and after that we're gonna get a dialogue option. So you can mash through this, and once the text box saying "enjoy" shows up, that's when you want to pay attention. 1, 2, 3, and it was alright. And now we have a coupon for pharmacy, and we leave. Now we go into the pharmacy. This pharmacist sometimes doesn't want to talk to me, which is fine, I'm used to it. He just needs to, like, walk past this point to notice Cloud. Sometimes that takes ages, and we're all gonna grow old until he notices me this time, it seems. Yeah, he just doesn't care this time around. Hello. Hi. While we're young? Like, he needs to basically get startled and say something to Cloud. There we go. Okay, and we choose digestive, which we're gonna need for the bar. We don't need to get anything. We got the digestive, and now we're just gonna go and sleep. This guy can be avoided. Sometimes I bump into him like this. And here it's important to select the option for 200 gil to stay here, because this is all collecting us the items that Cloud will need to be the best girl. Yeah, the prettiest princess. Exactly. Okay, and now after this, we're gonna go and, since Cloud now believes that all he needs to do is just basically get the dress, we're gonna, well, not go there first. We're gonna go to the materia shop to pick up the materia, well, to pick up the tiara that we ordered overnight. This is just how I'm used to doing at this point. So we get a diamond tiara. And now, Cloud thinks he's done. Oh my god, move. And we go into the shop to get our dress. There is a skip here coming up called bar skip, which I also don't do because it can glitch and kill the run. I glitched the game about 5 times and I still haven't learned it, so it's a bit finicky, and it's a paralysis dodge. It saves also about, like, I want to say 20 seconds. So I'm not completely sure how much it saves, but it's not a crucial skip. What matters is that you talk to this guy and you select the second option both times, because that is the dress that is going to get Cloud the win. So this run has a lot of improvements if I want to, you know, work on it. But I'm showing you the basic skips. Soft and shimmers, that's the description of the dress that Cloud wants. And now we're gonna give this lady the digestive so that we get the, I believe, the sexy cologne. Cloud, like, waits a little bit before being able to move. Alright, we're done with the bar, so now we're gonna go back and we're gonna try it on again. And the first 2 times you want to talk to the guy, but on the final trying the dress, you can just run into the cabin. Here we still can't. We're gonna make a save here because we're about to do a mini game that can fail, and if it fails and if you don't have a save, then the run is over. So you want to win the squats minigame in order to get the wig. So if you draw or if you lose, it's over. So we're gonna make the save right before we walk into the gym to try and do that. Because it's safer. Obviously, when you're not a beginner, you're not gonna be doing these silly saves, but and I'll just save over the reactor one. There are very few like times when I'll save. I'll save a lot more today. We're gonna go straight into the gym, and we want to run straight towards this guy so that we avoid Cloud's animation of walking, which we did. And here you want to skip the tutorial as well. So after we see the instructions, we have to select the correct dialogue options. Like here, here, and then he says, got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, not interested. Sometimes the other guy is very good. Okay, we made one mistake. It's still salvageable. Okay, I had 19, he had 16. GG's, we win. One mistake the game normally tolerates unless the RNG from the other guy is too good. And then he just like wins and you have to do it perfectly. So now we finally get dressed. Yeah, still 19. 21 I think is max or something. So we missed like a couple. So here we wait for Aerith to change and enter our body, and then we don't talk to her. But we can talk to her while she's in our body, which is a bit of a weird thing. She just looks like she has a giant 8-pack or something. Okay, now we take all the princesses to the mansion. And hopefully we got everything. These stairs are a bit weird to climb onto. I don't have the movement down yet. So after this dialogue, you want to climb here, and yeah, sometimes you get tucked in there. And here I just hold left. So here, we try to talk to Tifa, and we wait until they start to openly bully Cloud. I say, Cloud, Cloud, whatever. And then we go to Tifa, talk to her, and we really want to pick up that item on the left because we're gonna sell it. Like this. Now we're just gonna be talking to Tifa for ages. And we basically wait until we see the guard on the stairs. And that's our cue that the dialogue is gonna end soon and we can go and pick up the item. We can go early, but this is just... it should be optimal. This is the guard. And this is an actual torture room. In case you've never seen it. FF7 is dark. Okay, we get an ether, and now we just run up, they enter Cloud's body, and we go. And let's hope Cloud is the best girl today. There's also a way to make the Don Corneo stuff faster in his room. So there is a dialogue option that you can select, which is always the second one, to make sure that he just talks to you less. But it only saves a few seconds. Do all torture rooms have to be Ricken Underground? Pretty much. Especially in these older games, I guess. But like, as you know, kids, whoever was playing this at the age 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 was not the most appropriate thing, but our parents back in the day just did not care, and it was wonderful. Okay, here we're gonna get Don Corneo's hyper. I guess you can kind of tell what that is for him. So we proclaim our loyalty to Barrett as our girlfriend. Tifa and Aerith make some horrifying threats, and we just mash through it. Next boss is apps. So if you're doing this run very optimally, you want to set up something called a preemptive apps, which means that you get a very specific type of encounter where you get to attack the boss first from the back. And that's faster, but because we're not in step count or anything, and setting that up starts at the reactor, we're not going to be doing that, and we're just going to focus on finishing the fight. First, we're going to use Bolt with Cloud, because the boss kind of gets stunned a little bit, and then we're going to spend his Braver, and then he's going to keep throwing grenades, and everyone else is just going to be on grenades. It takes a total of 8 grenades plus Braver to kill it, but we're also going to be bolting. This is just a mandatory cutscene, we just mashed through it. Kind of, you know, when you're speedrunning and if you don't know the story, kind of jarring. It's like, what is this now? We were at the, you know, at the sewers. We talked to Aerith first. For safety, you can go and pick up that item. We won't be doing that. So we're just gonna be very careful with this. So we're gonna bolt first with Cloud. I'm gonna do the menus very slowly. Braver. Grenade, and then we're gonna switch to grenades with Cloud, and then we can just hold the button. Now everyone's set up to kill apps. Here, Aerith is popularly doom scrolling. She's holding her staff, but it looks like she's holding her phone. That's kind of funny. Yeah, I was a little bit unlucky. I'm also taking my sweet time. And GG's. apps could go faster if you set it up as preemptive, but we're just doing a very basic run. Bits of dialogue, and then we just move around. We got through it. So there is a way to heal your party. Since Cloud has a restore materia, if you really get wrecked on apps or wherever, you can always equip Cloud with a restore materia and just cast Cure on everyone. I'm actually kind of tempted to do it. Let me see how... Yeah, Aerith is like... yeah, let me show you the safety thing. So basically, the materia that Cloud has is lightning and ice. We switch ice with restore, go into magic, and just cast cure with, well, cast cure with everyone, just to be safe. And then it's very important to switch the materia back. Because we need, well, we don't need ice, but we don't want the cure. They just switch back in. Actually don't know if we need to switch it back, but it's fine. Anyway, this is the train graveyard sequence. The movement here is a bit weird. As in, like, there's a lot of ladder grabbing. But there's also a lot of, like, oh, if you hold this button, you'll just go straight. I don't need to save here, I don't think. Yeah, we don't. So I just pick up all the safety items, we go to this side, ladder grab, and hopefully we're out of here soon. This particular ladder is a bit weird. Walking too much increases the chance of encounters, so we don't want to do it. Too much? I'm suspecting I'm gonna get one before I leave the screen. No? No. Okay. Here we move the trains. While I was learning this run, there were times when I would forget to move the second train, and then you can't jump over it. So hopefully we're past that. You just enter it and it moves. That's all the science. And then you just hold left and you get off. Well, you have to ladder grab even the ladders that go down. Otherwise, Cloud will just not go. Here, we would get a full heal anyway, but we just healed with the materia, so we don't have to worry. The next boss is Reno. So what we want to do is we want to throw... Well, he dies to 8 grenades. We can also Braver with Cloud if we have Braver, which I don't think we do. And it basically saves a grenade and is slightly faster. But you can also just queue grenades, and that's it. But sometimes Cloud will get this pyramid that we're not going to remove, and that renders Cloud incapable of doing anything anyway. But if you can get in an early Braver, it's nice. I'm just, for safety, I'm used to just throwing 8 grenades because we have more grenades than we need. This is a... Okay, it's actually weird that I got this first try, because this ladder is very weird to climb onto, because you can't see it. I personally find it very jarring that the combat music plays through this entire section. It's not a bug or anything, it's just like that. But, I wish it wouldn't. And also I've noticed that the sound of gunshots is in the same rhythm as the combat music. You didn't need to know that, but here we are. I don't think we're gonna be doing any bravers or anything. I think I'll just cue grenades. Yeah, Cloud doesn't have braver either, so we don't have to worry about that. When he hits, especially Tifa, like, he hits hard. So it's always like, is she gonna die? You know, we hope not, but... And that's Reno. Now there's gonna be a cutscene. It's like 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's a tiny bathroom break. I'll just let my dog in because he's outside when we get to it. Your Tifa spins a little bit. And then it's very important to not forget to talk to her, because sometimes I do that. And what wakes me up normally is the sound of beeping keyboard. And we'll just be there forever unless we get to her. I'm telling you about all the silly mistakes that you can make as a new runner as well, and it's completely fine. Here, you can move with Cloud a little bit if you want. The goal for the Cloud is basically to be stood like somewhere around here. When the camera pans out, you'll actually walk to Barrett here, because it's like the closest point from where you'll jump on the, like, on the rail. If that makes sense. So here, I'm running to Barrett, and I'm ready to talk to him. Sometimes it's... a bit hard to, okay, to position yourself. Okay, now I can go. My dog does not want to come back in. That's fine. Alright, so here, after this cutscene, there's just gonna be a lot of sadness and a lot of mashing. Barrett's gonna lose it a little bit. And then we're gonna go to Aerith's house and witness some more dialogue. So it's a bit of a calmer part of the run. And we're about to enter what I personally find the most difficult part, which is the Shinra headquarters. After. Because there's just a lot of stuff that can happen at Shinra. Yesterday I was doing a run and I had a bug, a pincer, and I got caught by guards. So it was still a decent run, and I think the time was like 2 hours and 10 minutes or something. So there's a lot of time saves to be had in Shinra, especially. But overall, I'm happy with the run. If we get caught by guards, it's whatever. We'll just take it slow and we'll, you know, try not to. But you never really know. A pincer, by the way, is a type of encounter where you can't run away from it and you have to kill one thing so that you can make way for you to escape. So it loses you time, it spends you grenades, and it annoys you. So this screen took me a while to learn, and the reason is just not knowing where to go. Because everything looks like you could go there, but sometimes you just can't. Here, Cloud gets a little flashback. And now this really weird pole is basically what takes us down. That's really weird. We go up here. Down there, like this. There we go. Tifa's a bit dented in, but we'll be fine. We're just running to Aerith's house. We can sleep in Aerith's bed if we want to, for safety, which I think is never a bad thing to do. I mean, sleep in Aerith's bed to heal yourself, right? And we can pick up all the safety items and just make a casual save, just in case of anything happening. We don't have to do it yet, though, because there's going to be a lot of dialogue. I'll make a save, why not? I don't save everywhere, I really should, but... We can make a save because we have a shop coming up, just in case, I don't know, we oversell or something. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna sell everything except grenades and any safety potions, and we want to buy around 50 to 60 grenades. We already bought 10 extra, so we already kind of like spent a lot of that money. But we want to leave with about 570 gil or so, maybe 556 or something like that. Because we're gonna want to be able to buy batteries, which we have to do for story. And then I like to have a little bit of extra to ensure that we can buy the Gasol Green and later on the Chocobo Lure as well. So this is just a lot of mashing. We're just waiting for Aerith's mom to die for a very long time. And it's kind of stressful because she actually looks exactly like Aerith because she has her model. So that's sad. But, you know, you get used to it. Yeah, imagine if she died. How stressful would that be? How sad would that be for a game? Imagine if you're like 7 and you're just innocently playing your game. And imagine if your favorite character just like dies never to return. That would be awful. Yeah, that's true. that scene in Remake, if you've played it, is very sad. Like they made it really stressful. Okay, so we're gonna go into RRLAT's bed because why not? I think at some point soon, Cloud is gonna be able to move, as Barrett is walking away to go and try to sleep in RRLAT's bed as well, maybe. Here, there's a potion and a phoenix down for safety. If you want to pick it up, we can. It takes like 10 seconds to sleep, and Tifa's a bit, struggling a bit, so let's heal her. Sleeping heals you. That's all it is. Takes 10 seconds. It's a safety run. Why not? I don't tend to save here, but we will. Because of the shop. I haven't saved in a while. The shop is actually right here, so... Same model as the guy from the small market. Oh, yeah, let's talk to him again. Let's buy... Let's buy 53. We have 80 grenades. I think we'll be more than fine. They're all just for safety. You don't over-purchase grenades like this. You don't get all these safety items and everything. At some point, I'll stop getting them. But now we just go back the same way we came in. Which is never easy here. Now we go and buy batteries. Which is the shop next to or above the gym. Right here. And then there's gonna be some kids wanting to show us something really awesome. Cloud? Thank you. And the soundtrack change. As we climb the pole. Now, there's a very particular trick here where you'll have to basically jump on a particular swinging pole at the right time. You can't see me, but I only know how to do it in one particular way. And that is by having my eyes closed. I can't do it with my eyes open because I don't know the visual prompt. I only know the audio prompt. So I have to listen for it and then I jump. So I have no idea what happens on screen. You'll be the only ones to see it. Late encounter, that means the glitch shouldn't happen today. I actually don't know that that's even related to the red Shinra guards thing, but maybe. Yesterday, I can't remember where the encounter was, but thanks for paying attention. Here, you just basically hold like up, right, and run so that you can jump on like on the right propeller. We put one battery in. Oh, there we go. Didn't see what happened. But you did. And this is the start of the Shinra headquarters. There's some, well, not necessarily difficult things happening here, but some of them are. The final actual boss of this run is Motorball. Motorball is a scripted fight, but it can get rough, and depending on how our bike game goes, which I am never good at, we can, well, possibly take damage that will make the fight very dangerous. We'll see. Here, I don't think there's any reason to save, because we're just gonna be taking the stairs. We can, just for the, you know, for the purposes of saving. Yeah, let's save. We're gonna config an ATB weight. It's gonna be important for some fights, and we're gonna put Barret and Tifa into back row. Let's save at this enormous save point. Why not? Now we know that no matter what happens, we have a save in front of the Shinra building. We'll make more, especially before sample. You never know. There was this one time when I was practicing sample and all of the hits were on Cloud, and we finished the fight with Cloud having like 1 HP. It was not good. We made it through, but it was just actually unbelievable because he was targeted all the way. I thought I was doing something wrong. So that can happen. We're gonna take the stairs because I don't know how not to take the stairs. So here, obviously, the less bonks you have, the faster you go. And the less you stop moving for no apparent reason, the faster you go as well. Like this. But that's not the game, that's me. The game works fine. I don't actually exit these dialogues. I think you can if you want to, but the stairs take about 4 minutes, not 4, like 4.5. Depending on how fast you do go. Sometimes elevators are faster, sometimes they're slower, but they definitely spend more grenades. So we take stairs. This game relies heavily on having good movement. We pick up this item, by the way. It's elixir. It relies on good movement for saving time. So this run in itself is not the hardest thing in the world. But the skips can be difficult to master. And the movement on each screen is something you can always work on. So it's a run that anyone can learn. And I say this with full honesty, if I can learn it, anyone can learn it. But the skill ceiling is quite high, and there's a lot of room for improvement. Shinra for me is complicated because sometimes I just, even with the notes, I lose track of where I'm at and where I need to go. It's very hard for me to learn the story prompts to perform them quickly, so I find Shinra to be the actual hardest part of the run. It's not freakishly long. There's just, you know, things to think about. And also, I'm not a fan of the, you know, guards minigame. Yesterday I got caught twice after not being caught a couple of times. That was a bit demoralizing. It doesn't matter. We get caught, we get caught. Worst case scenario, if you get caught like 4 times, the game just takes pity on you and they just like let you through because you've, you know, killed all the guards. So it's not run ending. It just wastes time. See, I was looking at Barret running, and I thought that was Cloud. Sometimes I get them confused when they all run together like that. I don't know if you can hear the beeping. I'm so sorry. That's on me. Because I'm turning on my AC. Here, we want to break the red armor from these guards because that resets their ATP. So we want to target all 3 of them as fast as we can, because that means that they will have less turns and we will, you know, take less damage, it'll be faster and whatnot. So I don't know if yeah, maybe I missed the sequence, but it doesn't matter really, it's a few seconds. What's really important is that you reset 3 of them at first, and then you kill them while they're like this and they're little like rollerblades. And yesterday I had a bug here where there was another set of guards, which normally doesn't happen. And hopefully it won't happen today. We'll see. It didn't happen. We're through. Perfect. Here you have to talk to Barret and Tifa to proc the cutscene. Alright, guards. I'll try to take it nice and slow. Oh shit. Okay, well at least we got caught early on. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna try to target this one. There we go. At least it's early on, right? I went quickly, I don't know why. It's, at the end of the day, it's a little bit of extra gold. It's not that... Not that bad, really. I'm gonna wait for them to go. And that's the guards. Got caught once, but at the beginning, so it's not that tragic. You can actually get caught at the very end, which is painful. You can get caught anywhere, that is, but that one is particularly painful. Here we take the card. And then we go. So here, you want to either use the manipulation to figure out the password, which is like a manipulation on like when you enter the screen, but you can also check this shelf, and since it said new, we know that the password is Mako. It's basically how it is. You check that particular shelf, and based on like the, you know, the book that's there, you get it. So we know that it's Mako. You can also spam it until you get it right. You just won't get the items. We don't really need the elemental material for this run. It's just, well, it's just faster to get it, you know, get it right the first time, and that's it. Then we're just gonna take the elevator. And go to 65. So here we want to open a particular chest to have all of them open up. This is where we got the pincer yesterday. Like this. And we want to fix this this board. There's only one hole that you can fix, which is the sector that was destroyed. This order of when you pick up these chests, it doesn't matter. You only want to pick up that first one first. Oh god. I don't want to walk or waste walking too much because the screen is live, meaning we can get an encounter. There's really no such thing as the quickest order, unfortunately. Now that I know that we can get a pincer here, I am a little scared of these encounters, but these fish, they can't do anything. I call them fish, I don't know what they are. Okay, and I think now we can go. We open this one. And shall we flush today? I think so. I haven't had any bad RNG, but if you want to flush your RNG, it is always good practice to come here, flush, and then climb up. You don't have to do it. We're through guards, which is one of the more stressful parts. Motorball is quite stressful. It's very scripted. But if you take a lot of damage at the bike game, it can get really dangerous. So we're gonna save before the bike game, of course, and before Sample. Sample is the next boss, and this is the only boss in the run that involves any sort of weight tricking. So since we're on ATB weight, what that means is that whenever you have a menu open or like an ability is targeting someone, the ATB bars will pause. And we do this essentially to limit the amount of turns that our enemies will take while making sure that we get the most turns. So what we do is we're allowing time to go by while at least 2 people are charging ATBs. And we have to like manually select Sample and not touch Sample's babies, because there's gonna be 3 babies. We don't kill babies in this run. So we just target Sample and the fight ends. Oh, got distracted. I just continued to mash there through the dialogue. All good. So here we just follow Hojo to the next floor. Here, Cloud thinks he's very good at playing Metal Gear Solid, as Cloud decides to hide from Hojo and a Shinra worker, but as you can see, he's hiding from the wrong side. So I think it is fairly obvious to all of us that Cloud is not very successful at it, and it gets quite embarrassing when Hojo just walks by and probably thinks to himself, bro, I can see you. But anyway, Cloud is hidden, and now we go and meet Red. There was indeed a sentence like that. Yes, we do not do that. we only kill a Sample. You'll see the babies. They're not cute and inviting in any way, but we try not to do it. I do try to keep my commentary to a bare minimum, because when my personality leaks into speedruns, it's normally horrifying, so I apologize. We're gonna make a save before Sample. Let me see if we need to heal, just for the fun of it. I think we should. Yeah, let's just do it. Why not? We're gonna do the materia trick again, since we can't equip it in any other way. It's fine. It just takes a little bit of time. If you're a beginner, it's completely fine to take the time to heal and to replace the materia. We've done it twice now just because I just want to make sure that we, you know, finish it properly. And here we'll save at full health. I'm a huge believer in the fact that there's no arrogance to be had, especially when you're, you know, when you're showcasing a run, essentially, and especially like as a beginner. It's always good to save. So you'll see me stall a little bit with attacks. And that's basically the weight tricking. I hope I explained it somewhat right. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do the FF7 commentary. I have huge imposter syndrome because I know a lot of people who are very good at it. Well, quite a few people. And I know what their commentary is like, so I can't really explain everything. I can just like add a little spice to it. That is that is my power. So here we don't name red or anything, but as I'm just mashing through it, my red is normally called Red 13A because I add A to him as well. Thank you, that really means a lot, honestly. Is I never really do commentary because normally I just talk nonsense when I'm practicing, so this is the first time that I'm actually talking through the run, which is a surreal experience for me. Here we go. The babies. Okay, red is taking a beating there. Okay. There we go. GG's. That's the fight. Yeah, I'll try to explain the things that I do know. There's a lot that you can say about Final Fantasy VII. Like, a lot. There's a lot of knowledge to be had and a lot of improvements that you can do, but when you're a beginner, you can just go in and just do what the notes say and you'll be fine. Here, we're gonna switch to ATB active again, and we're gonna put Cloud and Red into back row. And we're just basically gonna run back to floor 66 elevator. We don't have anything to do here anymore. Basically a story. You run into the elevator and you get caught. And you go to jail. No one seems to mind that Cloud is here, so... We go in, we try to leave, and we're caught. There's also another skip in the jail. It's called jail skip. It saves a few seconds, but it's kind of weird and finicky. I've never really done it, so we don't really have to do it. And also we don't have to heal because we're gonna get a full heal in prison, which is, well, not normally what happens in prison, but here it does. We're gonna try to talk to Aerith and make sure that we get as little dialogue as possible and escape the jail, but most of it is just story. This run has a few of those big things that you have to learn. You have to learn guard skip. If you're doing this version of the run, you have to learn cam skip. You have to learn photo skip. You have to do all the bosses up until, you know, motorball. And warps are not difficult. They just look confusing, but I can't wait to show you. But apart from that, it's mashing through the story, moving at least slightly well, and just having a remote idea of where you need to go. And if you don't, well, you have your notes, so. There's not a lot of bosses that are just like run killers. Motorball can kill us, and it might kill us, especially if the bike game goes poorly. And it'll, like, reloading will take another, like, 2 or 3 minutes, basically, to get to that point. It can happen, and, you know, reconcile with it. But we'll try to do as well as we can. Okay, so we want to see how Aerith is doing. I shouldn't have talked to Tifa, I was just mashing away. But basically, Cloud wants to stand kind of here. Aerith's gonna be talking a lot, and we're waiting until Aerith kind of sits down on her bed to start walking towards the door and say, let's just all get some sleep. And Tifa's just there, listening into our private conversation, wondering why Cloud is just ignoring her, I guess. She tries to participate, but then Cloud just doesn't react and she goes back to bed. It's a bit sad. I'm a Tifa fan. She does talk. She does, you know, participate a little bit, but then she just, like, goes back. Sad. Okay, she's about to sit. I think I went too early. That's fine. So here I have to talk to myself more so than you. Because there's like a sequence of things to do. I have a habit of touching bodies, and I need to constantly remind myself to not touch any bodies, except for the first body. So we touch body. I'm sorry for what you're about to witness. Talk to Tifa. Talk to Tifa again. Talk to Barrett. Ignore Red. Talk to Barrett. Touch nothing. Red leaves. We get the girls. And then we go. Girls? Yes. Perfect. Now there's tons of bodies. Do not interact with bodies. Talk to Red. And here you just follow the bloody trail. You talk to no one, ignore the body. Trust me, there's a good reason why I'm saying this to myself. I really want to touch it. And I have done. We go up. And you could go to the other side as well. It's a bit faster. So here we don't have to save. There's a particular place where I like to save. but it's not here yet. You get a little Rufus interaction, but you don't get into a fight yet because Aerith, Barret, and Red have a sequence where they fight as they're going down. Here you want to press the right shoulder a little bit just to center yourself to be able to exit the door fast. There's a few big, like, stress points left in the run, but they're fun. So here, we're gonna have an option to remove all materia or leave it. I tend to leave it. I'll be honest with you, I don't know why, that's just what the notes say. And here Aerith runs away from the blood trail, and this is always confusing to me, and she goes into the elevator. But because we know what we're gonna be doing, it makes sense for it to, you know, to be elevator. Here we're gonna queue grenades for the first boss, and we're not gonna be using any limit breaks right now. There's something really unfortunate that can happen here. You can get slept, which means that your characters just don't get to hit, and that is mega sad. But we're hoping for no sleeps, because then it just takes a while and you take more damage. On the second elevator boss, you can use limit breaks. So you can use Reds and Barretts, and you use Aerith's if you're new and you're scared and you want to heal. She has a healing wind. You can use it, you don't have to, you can just throw grenades. But if you want to save a couple grenades and, you know, go slightly faster, if you can just, like, manage through the menu, it's a little save. So we're gonna save after Rufus. Because I'm very doom and gloom and I always expect a disaster at Motorball. Right? Now the second one shows up and we can queue limit breaks, and if we, like, time them well, we can get an extra attack. Also, I won't use Aerith's. Now I have to switch everyone back to grenades. Red is kind of taking a beating today, not gonna lie. Like, all the bosses are targeting him. We don't have to heal or anything. No need. And that's elevator bosses. Before Rufus, you have the opportunity to menu. with Cloud, but we just opt out of that. So his dog, Dark Nation, he has 140 HP. The grenade can occasionally underroll, like it did for me yesterday, and you can hit him for like 138 or 9, and you don't want that because then you have to throw another grenade. $140, perfect. And now we just... we just throw. And that is all. That is Rufus. We're gonna menu in, so we're gonna equip Mithril Armlet on Cloud, and we'll give him 4 materia. So Ice, Restore, Bolt, and Fire. So you give him the green ones, basically. And we leave. We mustn't forget to save, because now the scary part starts. For me, at least. So before talking to Tifa, we're gonna go and save. Could have done that faster. By just using shoulders on the controller. Okay, we're good to go. We have a save. So no matter what happens at the bikes, we can come back here. I don't know if Cloud is... like, I will admit, I don't know if he's gonna get healed fully before the bikes, so I just kind of want to throw a cure on him. So here, a thing that's easy to forget is that you actually have to move with Aerith to get here. Happens to me a lot. Now we get a nice little cutscene, and now, very important, we have to menu, and we have to put everyone into front row. The difference between front and back row is in back row you take 50% less damage. But if you position yourself as front row, for Motorball, whose first attack is to change your positioning, he's gonna put you back into back row. So that's why we front row everyone. And if I were to not menu in and mess up now, I would have just reloaded. Because it's really hard, especially for a new player, to like not take a lot of damage at the bikes and then survive being at the front row. I think it's possible. You still can kill him. I think it's just me. But it's a safety strat anyway. Oh, not config. There we go. Everyone's front road, and now we do bikes. If it's the red bikes won't touch the car, and like if you're in between, and if you're just like swinging your sword. So you want as many red bikes as possible. This is actually kind of good now, but red bikes can still attack the car if you're not like in between them. So sometimes you have to like readjust yourself, like right now. For example, they will start hitting and you want to go forwards, like deal with them or something, and then go back in between the car and everyone else. So this is how you can be bad at the bikes. And if you've played a lot of like Need for Speed or something, and if you know how to like crash other vehicles, then you might have a chance. Like this. So this is not ideal, but not unideal either. I don't know if that's a word. This is fine. 3 red bikes and we've stabilized-ish. We're gonna want to attack with Cloud first, so we're gonna want to bolt and then grenade with everyone. We're gonna want to do 5 bolts with Cloud and then wait until the boss gets up. I won't tell you when that is because I'll be busy, but just look at the boss and then we have like a little thing to do and that's it. Then we have to do a grenade with Tifa and then switch to Cloud to do bolt and hope for the best. Bolt 1. I have to count this. Bolt 2. Bolt 3. Bolt 4. Then bolt 5 and then we wait. Bolt 5. And we wait until he's up. Then we bolt with Cloud again. And we throw everything we have at him. And we hope for the best. GG's. Whew, that was scary. That was scary, but we got through. That was, for me, that was clean. It's an AI scripted fight, sort of. But there are things that you have to do in a very particular order, otherwise you're dead. Maybe. I'm just being dramatic, but you could be dead. Alright. What we're gonna do, once we get to the world map, and also there's a Barrett dialogue skip that I also will not be performing today. Yeah, it was a decent fight, actually. I was very stressed for it, but... What we're gonna do is we're gonna start saving with purpose. We're gonna go to cam, but not enter it. We're gonna save in front of it, and we will later use that save. When we start warping. So I just kicked out these two. I don't know if there's like any logic to it really. Okay, so here we're gonna want to go. We're gonna. Oh, not there. I have to leave the city first. So we're gonna want to go northeast to get Cam to make a save. If we get an encounter, it doesn't really matter. We're just gonna position ourselves right here. And this is meant to be like a slot 2 that we're gonna use. So I'll save it at 13. So 13 as Cam, we'll try to remember that. And now we're gonna want to find the Chocobo Ranch. We're just gonna go south or down if you don't speak pirate. I don't. And then we'll try to find the ranch. Try to find it. It's a great way I'm describing this highly skilled run. Yeah, just try to find it. You know, it's somewhere. Just walk around, you'll get it. There's a map manips where you can like avoid getting encounters and stuff. This is something that you can do to improve the run, save time, and all of this. But for the purposes, what we're doing here, we just grin and bear it. And bear it. Ha! That's funny. Sorry, that wasn't funny. But you get it, right? Bear it. Bear it. I'm sorry, I'll stop now. Okay, so we go to the ranch. We don't have to talk to anyone, really. Except for the farmer who's gonna sell us the Chocobo lure. You can sleep in the house if you want to, for safety. I always get stuck here because I can't see Cloud. Do you want the Chocobo? Sure. You say you're not interested in catching it? Then we buy it. And we're gonna buy some Gasol greens as well. We'll see how much money we have. Do I have to sell anything? No, I can actually get a couple of Gasol greens. Just for, for safety. So we're looking for a specific encounter where it's gonna be not hard to catch a Chocobo. We're gonna menu and we're gonna put Chocobo lure on Barrett so that we can catch the Chocobo, and we will switch to ATB weight. Because it's gonna be easier to catch the bird that way. Okay, and here we're gonna walk around where the feet are, the Chocobo feet are, and then we're gonna try and catch the bird. We wanna get the bird and like the grass, not the bird and elephants. Not the bird and elephants. We're not gonna be killing elephants. We're just gonna go. That's unfortunate. There's an IGT manip that you can do. So basically you have to leave the farm at a certain time, and then you will be able to get the encounter that you want, which is not what we did, so we have to farm it. This is fine. And we'll throw grenades at the grass. And then we have the bird. So we're about to do cam skip. After we descend. After we descend from the Chocobo for the first time, I will make a save. Please don't touch me. Thank you. Okay, so here we're gonna go into the cutscene first. It's kind of funny how Zolom is like a Schrodinger's Zolom. It's like alive and not alive at the same time, because he's right out there. Anyway, I'm gonna get off, save on our save where we were saving everything else. not the new one that we made in front of Cam. Just for safety. Because this can glitch. Okay, this is our new one. This is our Shinra building save, so we'll put it here. This can glitch, and there's about an 8% chance that the game is gonna soft lock, and there's nothing you can do about it. So if that happens, we will just reload, and we'll have to do cam skip again. But that's fine. So we're gonna start here. I'm not gonna explain it overly because I'm not very good at explaining it. I will just try to do it. So good luck following. And I will try not to say the weird words that I say to describe where I need to go. I will still likely say weird words. Okay, here we want a specific pixel to leave the chocobo on and to get kicked there. So we want to bonk into the mountain and then get back into the chocobo. Onto the... Okay, did we bonk? I hope so. Oh, I'm glitched. Okay, we're gonna have to reload. This sometimes happens. So it is a bug. We'll just reload and we'll do the skip again. This part is glitchy, so sometimes this just happens. This bug happened to me once. So good thing we saved. It's no problem. Did I go in before or after? I don't know. I go in and then we go out. I don't know why that happens. It's just, you know, when you're glitching games, these things just, you know, just happen. So it's just not a big deal at all. I'll just go. And if you get caught by the snake, you also reload. What can you do, right? I seem to be stuck again. Not sure why. Let's do that again. This is just something you don't worry about. Like, you just give yourself leeway. If we got, you know, bugged in there twice because of RNG, that's just unfortunate. But it is how it is. You know, these things happen. There we go. Back on the bird. Awesome. You're so lucky I'm staying quiet and I'm not describing what we're doing for myself. Now, there's an 8% chance that this will just glitch if we get an encounter in the mountain. But we are through. There we go. This encounter is normal. We're no longer in the mountains, and now we're past cam skip. Cool, right? So we don't need to go there. Let me just, yeah. Readjust. We're gonna enter Mithril Mines from the wrong side, and we're gonna proc the story so that the game will think that it's time to talk to Turks. We made it. Sometimes these like glitches in a mountain, they happen. They obviously kill the run when you know, when you're not saving and whatnot, but worst case scenario, we would have reloaded the cam save, the one in front of the Chocobo farm, if we hadn't saved now, but good thing we did. Yeah, whatever I didn't say, unfortunately, it's probably because I don't know it yet, so I'll just have to, like, learn more about the run. I actually really like the run now. It's really fun. It has, like, a few stress points, but we're past most of them. Okay, they enter Cloud, and then we climb the vine, and we go. And it's important, like, if you're doing these manips, to not move on the map here. We're gonna switch to ATB active again because we're not hunting for chocobos anymore, and we're gonna save in our slot 1 now. It's the empty one that I left here. And then we're gonna quit the game on purpose. Go back in. And then we're gonna load the save that we made in front of Cam. So our slot 2. The Midgar one. Right here. And then we go in and we're gonna go through the flashback story. So what we're working on right now is confusing the game into thinking that we played through certain parts of the story when we haven't. And we have to make sure that we glitch Cloud so that he can die. That's why we're doing a skip called photo skip. Because Cloud dying is essential for this run. The photo skip is going to rely on Cloud's feet being turned diagonally and us pressing a lot of buttons at the same time to cause another paralysis dodge and basically glitching a text box. And that will be a sign that we are, you know, doing the right thing. So when we glitch it and when we talk essentially to Sephiroth and to the photographer at the same time, and we run past them, Sephiroth is just gonna let us run into the mountain without having the picture taken. That's the whole reason why we're doing the photo skip. It's a bit finicky, and it's actually the skip that took me the longest to learn, so I'm absolutely expecting to spend some time there. If we get it first try, we get it first try. It's Poggies, but if not, it's fine. Because when you walk too far with Cloud and you miss the pixel where his like feet turn like a bit to the side and then you menu, then he talks to the photographer, and then you have to like kind of go back and reset it. There's no, like, we can't really fail it. As in, we can't kill the run. We just have to try it over and over until we get it. Here, the dragon can waste you some time if he kills Cloud, and then Sephiroth wants to, like, revive him or something. But sometimes he just targets Sephiroth and ignores Cloud, and it's all good. This is not that day. So now we're about to do the photo skip, and you have to do it. It's one of the, I would say that for me it was difficult to learn because it took ages for me to like figure out how to get into that position without talking to the photographer, which still might happen. But this is why I gave myself leeway. There we go. So we talk to Sephiroth in the inn, and then next morning we take a picture. Or not take a picture. Like, by not having that picture taken, you actually feel like you're desecrating history. Which is the appeal of this run. Fun fact, I did find out that this skip used to be performed in the no slots run as well, back in the day. Okay, so here we hold a lot of buttons. Okay, you have to run into that pixel. That's the annoying thing, and I am heavy-handed when it comes to this. Okay, we're in a position. Okay, we didn't do it. We'll just repeat it. So basically, you want to bonk into these invisible stairs here. And then position again. This might take a while. Not gonna lie. Okay, this is what happens when Sephiroth actually does talk to you, so he kind of resets you. There we go. We glitched it. And now we just go. You have to talk to him as you're walking past the photographer. That's the skip. All the science. That's creating history's appeal of this run. It is, though. Alright, so some weird things is gonna start happening now. Thanks. We're gonna be in front of the Nibelheim Bridge. We're gonna go back. And then we're gonna die. We want to get as far as possible before we die, because at some point we will be back here. So you want clean-ish movement here. Here we're gonna get an encounter. And you just let go and you die. So we're gonna load that Junon save that we made. That would be, I believe, save 1. This is Midgar. This would be the Junon save. Here we actually have to win an encounter now. So we're gonna go into the green area. Not green, sorry, gray area, because it's easier. Yeah, crit actually saves you time. That's kind of nice, because normally you're left at like 20 HP or something, and then the bird has to finish you off. But now we just died. So here we win. You can do limits, you can do grenades, you can, you know, do whatever you want. You're not really gonna die. And also switching between saves, it resets your grenades as well. Okay, and now we're gonna be at Nibble again. It's a bit weird, but the game is confused now. We're gonna run out. And our goal is to essentially, escape all of these encounters, and then when we get out, we're gonna wanna die again. So here, we're gonna lose another encounter. Right there. Any encounter will do. What you can do is you can use your own grenades to kill your own party members. It's really weird. But we might not have to. Maybe we can target Cloud to help him die faster. Okay, and now we're gonna load the Junon save again, but this time we're gonna do something different. Sephiroth is doing this, right? Okay, so this is our Junon save. We're loading it again. And now we're looking for a particular encounter on the green area, which is basically like a blue dragon and two crickets, green dogs, cicadas, whatever you want to call them. And we run from that encounter. It's called Encounter 65. And there are manips to basically get the right encounters. This is not it. These are the dogs that I was unsuccessfully describing, so keep note of them. But we need the dragon thing. So I'm near the gray area because spoilies, after that we have to actually win an encounter. This is the encounter. Run from it. And now win another one. Hello? Okay. What a cute grenades, really. This one you win, and then you're gonna be in debug room. So some of you may see this for the first time. There's gonna be some NPCs here, and we're gonna want to talk to a very specific Tifa right here. She's gonna give us a weird screen like this. We move past it, we hold R1, very important, and we choose this option, LAS4O, and we hold R1 until we see a clear picture of what's about to happen. Ha! This is past the final descent. Now we're gonna mash through some dialogue. And, do you want the braver? Braver. And, folks, that is indeed the run. Yeah, time is coming, like, now. I'm so sorry, I should have said something, and that is completely my bad. So this is time. Almost done. I'm so sorry, I got distracted, and I forgot to tell you. Maybe 5 seconds. We can watch the cutscene, no problem. I'm very sorry. I completely forgot that we were gonna... Yeah. I should have said something, but anyway, GG's. We finished it, but at least we got to watch a lovely cutscene, so you have time to you know, to figure something out, because this cutscene is actually quite nice. This is the run. Thank you for the GG's. That is basically how you glitch the game. I do have a few things to say, so I'm gonna steal a little bit more time and just, you know, allow you to you know, to get things going. The thing is, how this works is there is, and Kami here from the chat actually explained this really well. Also, there are areas in the game called areas 65 and encounter 65 that we ran from, the one with the birds as well. So basically what you're trying to do is confuse the game into thinking that because you saw the encounter 65 that you actually saw this area. So basically the game is confused at that point and will just like let you through it. It's actually pretty wild that this was even discovered. You know, huge shout out to all the people who have been working on dissecting Final Fantasy VII, because without them we wouldn't have these gimmick runs, these skips and whatever else. This run's actually quite decent. We didn't have a lot of like bad things that happened. We got caught by guards once, And I think that was pretty much about it. Had like third try photo skip, but apart from that, it was okay. So this is a very beginner friendly Final Fantasy VII run. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not tricking you into thinking that, oh, like all these skips are easy. You actually have to learn them. That's just how it is. But it's easier than doing the like the full run, right? There's also a variation of this run where you can do all bosses with warps. I've not seen that run in its entirety. I've seen a little bit of it, and it's really fun because you just basically get to kill all bosses, but you kind of like warp between them. This particular run has a faster route as well. There's 2 that come after this, so this is the most beginner friendly run, and the notes are by Phrase, so huge shout out to Phrase as well. Also big thanks to Neon Genesis, who actually helped me with the Midgar part, and whose video I watched to learn the intro into Midgar. So if you're ever looking for a video that will like safely take you from the beginning until Motorball, you know, his guide is pretty good. It doesn't like involve step count or anything like that. It just basically takes you through Midgar. So what I did is basically I Frankensteined my notes a little bit. I used phrase notes and I added a little bit of the stuff that I learned through that video as well. And that's kind of what I did. Huge thanks to Kami as well and Nutwalker, who have been there from the beginning of me actually learning this run. So they're here in the chat with us as well. And they helped me a lot with just basically learning the stuff that I felt like as a new FF7 runner that everyone else knew and I didn't. And Kami was also doing this route and is doing it, so it was kind of nice to have someone to learn along with someone as well. So I'm very happy with how this run went. I want at some point to try and do those like faster routes, like the one with the Barrett skip, where the run is like an hour and a half or something like that. World record, that is, I think, which is still pretty fast. So I would like to attempt that, but I think this route, at least for me, it has a lot of room for improvement, like when it comes to movement, bosses, you know, seconds that you can save here and there. So it's definitely going to, you know, be like a high skill ceiling if I want to run this route, and I like it. I think it's a really good route. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it was like a little bit weird, and until I started doing the warps, I didn't believe that that's what would actually happen, right? And once you kind of, you know, get the hang of it, it feels like you're actually actively breaking the game, which is really nice. So in the past, I don't know, week or so, I've been doing this run. I want to do more of it. And, you know, if you ever want to, like, see more of the run, I'm probably going to be, you know, doing it from time to time to just kind of, you know, try and get better at it. So I'm really happy with it. Are we... do we have someone else who's about to start soon, or is there going to be something else happening now? Or should I keep yapping? Yeah, sorry for not giving you a heads up. I actually completely zoned out. It's completely my bad. Runner needs a minute. No problem at all. I should have said something, so that's completely my bad. Yeah, no problem. Like, this cutscene, honestly, it's a nice cutscene. We can watch it. If you want to see, like, anything in particular, again, like, what I can do and what I'd like to do is basically talk you, if you want to, talk you through cam skip, which is something that took me probably the most, not time, but the most, I guess, mental energy, because I was actually very scared. Yeah, exactly. Time to explain how the mountain skip works. I would love to do cam skip if you'll allow me. The estimate was very generous, I'm not gonna lie. I made the estimate before I even got through all of the warps and skips and everything, so I, you know, it was a generous estimate, but I'm glad that I can get it under 3 hours anyway. Very happy about it. Vibes-based estimates, right? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I wonder if I should... Yeah, we can watch the cutscene until the end if you want to watch it. And then we will load the... I think it's the grassland save where there was cam skip. I'm just gonna give you a huge disclaimer. First of all, a huge shout out and thank you to Dash Retro, who makes these fantastic guides on YouTube. If you're looking to run Final Fantasy VII, you can watch his guides. He has a full tutorial, and I actually watched the video, I think it's like part 25 or something like that, where cam skip is explained. So how it works and why you run in these like seemingly unrelated areas is, and this is just the little bits that I've learned from this video, is basically you are corrupting certain triangles of the game. So the game's layout is kind of like divided in a way that you can't see it, but each like step that you take, you are in a certain like triangle. So what you're doing is you're running around and you're touching certain parts of the floor to basically corrupt a triangle and like have the game think that you did something that you didn't do. Maybe I'm explaining it in a very basic way, but that's why you go to very specific routes. It's not as precise as guard skip and photo skip. Those are like pixel perfect skips. But when it comes to this one, it has a chance to fail, as you've seen it. I'd like to do it from the beginning, since the cutscene's ending. I will actually reload that save and show you it. Honestly, I'm very grateful that I can even like explain a little bit of it. So our save was the grasslands. I think it was this one. Okay, so what happened here is we walked into the cave where you, if I'm not mistaken, in a full run, you get the long range materia. We don't get it. I did it. I'm not sure if I need to do it or not, but we still like go into the cave. We walk out and I park the chocobo so that I don't waste here, so that I don't waste steps, because I want to make sure that we don't increase the danger value, which is basically like how often the encounters happen. So what we do is basically we park ourselves here, like at this like little tip. You can wait for Zolom, you don't have to. It's RNG anyway. You might get caught, you might not. And you hold up right until you get to this tip of this grass, and then you go up. And here, there's one of those triangles. You step here, and then you go right, and then you look at the chocobo markings on the floor, and these three that are underneath me, I move past them, like somewhere around here, and then I go down right, and I just run and I pray or something. Because you don't want to be caught, and you stop where you started. So we went there to corrupt a triangle, basically. Here, there's like a little letter M. I don't know if you can see it anyway. But we need to park the chocobo in a way that when we get off of it, we get off on the right side. He's kind of going to like kick us out. Like this. And then there's like a mountain edge on the left side that we need to bonk into. And you'll see the bonk because Cloud is going to twitch a little bit. He twitched, and now we're glitched again for no reason, so we're just gonna do that again. So now you saw the first part. I don't know why this glitch is happening to me today. It doesn't really matter. Maybe I'm stepping on like the wrong pixel, or maybe I'm going slowly. There's also that. Not sure how impactful the speed is, but now that I'm, you know, trying to explain it. Thank you for the GGs, by the way. Is it grasslands? It is grasslands. Let's do this again. This part that I just explained, so you'll be able to see it. It could be a bit to the north. Yeah, I think so. I was thinking that. Like this, and then like that. Oh! Don't worry about it. Yeah, I think I need to go down a little bit. We got caught by the snake, by the way. That's something that can also happen. And then you just, well, you just deal with it. It's alright. What matters is that we finish the run. Yeah, I'll try to like be less to the north. This is something that happens like when you like don't wait for Zolom to go away. But it obviously it takes time. We're gonna go back into this position here, go down. Like this. think this should be alright. I'll get off now. Okay, he twitched. And there's like, he's in the air right now, by the way. So that's why you have to like jump back on top of the chocobo. There's a little island here that I like to call the shocked face emoji. That's how I remembered it. So we run up until, see, eyes, nose. Yeah, you saw it. Anyway, we run there and then we stop when we reach the chocobo farm. Then we go up, we bonk into it, go down, align ourselves with the chocobo steps, and then we run here, and then alongside the grass, like this, and then we go down until we touch the shadow, like this, and then we go left. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, to be honest with you. But then we get down, and now if we get an encounter in the mountain, that encounter won't be able to be done, so it's gonna glitch, so we just have to like run and hope for the best. And that is cam skip. That's essentially how it works. So because we're on the map, we're in this mountain, there's a chance that an encounter is going to happen, but because we're breaking it, when you get into that encounter, you can't escape and the game just glitches. So that's pretty much how it works. And with the mountain bonk, yeah, you have to be like a little less to the north. So you have to kind of like be in the middle of this like little letter M, which is essentially like a shadow on the mountain. So you have to park the chocobo there. Make sure you're not thrown to the left of the chocobo, but instead to the right, and then you just like run to the mountain until you feel like you can't run anymore. The Cloud's gonna do like a little twitch, and then he turns around, and then you have to kind of like go a little up, which makes no sense, but Cloud's up in the air, so you know, only God and Dash Retro know what happens there. And then you just kind of like jump back down, and I don't know much about it, but you know, if you have any questions, or you know, if you want to see it, like I said, I learned from Dash's video. It's great, and you know, it worked. So that's cam skip. I would have shown you a photo skip as well, but we don't really have a good save. The last save that we have is basically before the flashback. And I don't have a save before guard skip either. So those are like the, you know, the big ones. I'm pretty much ready to go now. Thank you so much for all the follows. I really appreciate it. We do speedruns over there as well, play some MMOs, RPGs, and whatever else. And I'll see you there next time. Thank you for giving me the time of your day to watch this run. I really hope you enjoyed some FF7 today. And now we're gonna pass the torch to our next runner, and that will be all from me. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being supportive and for enjoying the run, and that'll be all. Bye bye.